What if the Ukrainian word for bee, badzola, has been hiding in the Bible for nearly 4,000 years? Not as a borrowed word, not as a coincidence, but as a direct phonetic descendant of an ancient Hebrew name. Today we are going to trace every single step of that transformation, from a judge of Israel to a buzzing insect in the Ukrainian language. In biblical Hebrew, the word is dabvora, dvora, Strong's number 1682. It means bee, but it is also a personal name, and that name appears in the Bible almost 4,000 years ago. The first mention is in Genesis. Dvorah was the nurse of Rebekah, mother of Jacob, the patriarch who became Israel. This was approximately 3,800 years ago. The name appears again in the book of Judges, one of the most dramatic figures in the entire Old Testament. Dvorah was a judge of Israel, a military leader, a prophetess. She led her people to victory at a time when no man would. This was approximately 3,200 years ago. The word for bee appears across multiple books of the Old Testament. In Deuteronomy 144, Hadvorim, the bees. In Judges 14:8, Dvorim, of bees. In Psalm 118:12, Ki Dvorim, like bees. In Isaiah 7:18, Vela Dvora, and the bee. The root is alive and consistent across centuries of biblical text. Before we trace the phonetic chain, one remarkable detail. The noun devora, bee, comes from the verb davar, to speak, to communicate. Bees hum, people buzz among themselves. In Hebrew, the connection between speech and the bee was built into the word itself from the very beginning. Now, the detective part. How did Devora become Badzola? The vowels are identical in both words from start to finish. Watch only the consonants change. Step 1. Devora, Deborah. In biblical Hebrew, the letters bet and vet, b and v, are the same letter with two pronunciations. This alternation is documented throughout the Hebrew lexicon. Step 2. Deborah, Dora. Metathesis. The two opening consonants swap places for easier pronunciation. The same mechanism we see in other Slavic etymologies. Hebrew Dakar became Ukrainian Dirka through the same consonant swap. Step 3. Bidora, Bidola. The R softens into L. This alternation between R and L is documented across many language families and is well known even today. Children frequently substitute one for the other before speech therapy. Over 3,800 years of phonetic drift, this shift is entirely natural. Step 4. Bidiola, Bidizola. A soft transitional sound appears between B and D, giving the characteristic Ukrainian cluster BDHZ. The final form, Bidizola. And the plural form confirms the chain independently. Hebrew advorim, bees, follows the exact same steps. Deborim, bidorim, bidolim, bidjoli. The Ukrainian plural bidzoli mirrors the Hebrew plural suffix am, transformed through the same phonetic laws. Think about what 3,800 years means. The name Devora first appears in Genesis when Rebekah's nurse is buried under an oak tree. A small, quiet detail in one of the oldest texts in human history. At that moment, the word that would eventually become the Ukrainian word for bee was already alive. Civilizations rose and fell. Languages transformed beyond recognition. And yet, the consonant skeleton DVR survived. It just rearranged itself, softened one sound, and buzzed its way into Slavic. A Hebrew word for bee, Dvora, gave Ukrainian not just an insect name, but a thread connecting everyday speech to the book of Genesis. From the nurse of Rebekah, to the judge of Israel, to the Ukrainian meadow. The bee kept buzzing, the word kept changing, and somewhere in that 4,000-year journey, the Hebrew Dvora became the Ukrainian Bidjola.